Live from the Rock Ridge Broadcasting Room at Rock Ridge High School, this is Rock Ridge Rundown.
Good afternoon, I'm Landon, this is Hollis, and this is your Rock Ridge Rundown. Rock Ridge Rundown is your weekly news broadcast put together by Journalism 1 and 2 classes. We will broadcast live every Friday at 1:50 p.m. Today is Monday, May 5th, and we hope your day is going well. We have several stories to get into, so let's go right into it.
If you've opened Instagram this weekend, you could probably figure out that prom was this Saturday, May 3rd. This was a very exciting night for juniors and seniors. This year's prom theme was Ocean Paradise, and it was held right here at Rock Ridge. The Grand March was super fun, with everyone showing off their looks and moves. They had raffles with prizes to win and a meal for everyone who attended. It lasted until midnight and was full of fun moments. A lot of preparation could go into prom, and it looked like it paid off pretty well. Some specific people were able to give quotes about their experience. Junior Layla Harton says, "It was very fun and I loved getting ready with all my friends before pictures." Senior Grace Langowski says, "I was kind of nervous for prom, but there was no need to worry because it was so fun." I think everyone can agree that May 3rd was a very exciting and eventful day.
Spring Week is coming up, and Rock Ridge better be ready. With dress-up days all week and activities going on, it's bound to be a good time. One of the biggest activities is the Grill Out. Members of the Rock Ridge Student Council team will be grilling up some burgers and hot dogs for a delicious lunchtime option during a special day in Spring Week. The basket will include burger or fries, chips, a drink, and treat for dessert. Senior or chef Will Kemp says, "It's going to be a great outdoor event, while people can eat some good hamburgers or hot dogs and have a fun time. I'm for sure really looking forward to it." We're looking forward to it too, Will, and can't wait to hear about the rest of the details to be released soon.
Last Friday, Mr. Conger, Mrs. Ellefson, and Mrs. Krebs took the senior government class to the State Lewis County Courthouse in Virginia. Students got to meet judges along with other people involved, including lawyers, police officers, canine units, police dogs, prosecutors, and even public defenders. The students were able to ask questions about their job, daily life, and what working for a court is like. They even participated in a mock trial or a made-up trial to show them how a court works, and even got to see an actual hearing of someone. Overall, the senior class had a great time, and Mr. Conger said he really liked how the students behaved and it was overall a great experience. After this short break, we will be back with your weekend forecast.
Hello Rock Ridge High School, this is Chase Knutson with your forecast. Starting with today, we have a high of 75 and a low of 39. Tuesday also with a high of 67 and a low of 53. Wednesday we'll have a high of 65 and a low of 50. Thursday things will stay steady again with a high of 73 and a low of 45. Finally, Friday we'll get you t-shirts and shorts out as we'll be having a high of 81 and a low of 51. That's all I have for you this week. After this short break, we'll be back with Coach's Corner.
Good afternoon and welcome to Coach's Corner. I'm Coach Ebro and we've got some stories for you today. The boys tennis team has been doing amazing this year with a record of 9-0. This past week the boys tennis had 3 matches, 1 canceled, otherwise they would have had 4. On Tuesday, April 29th, the boys played Duluth-Denfeld at home at 11 a.m. Also, later on Tuesday they played Chisago Lakes here at 4. Wednesday, April 30th, the boys played Duluth East at 3:30. The boys were supposed to have a match on Friday, May 2nd against the Marshall Hilltoppers, but it got canceled, with the reschedule is to be determined. Here is some more information on boys tennis matches for the past week with junior Colton Bielke. Never mind. Sounds like the boys are doing great. Unfortunately, their match this Friday did get canceled. This week is their last week of the regular season matches, then they'll have a week off, then the boys are off to playoffs. I think they have a great chance of making it far by the sounds of how good their season is going. This past Tuesday, the Rockridge varsity track and field had their first home meet of the year. Going into the day, many athletes were worried about performing during the harsh weather due to the snowfall in the morning. But luckily, that sun came out just in time for the Wolverines to go out and crush the competition. Now this was just a bit smaller of a meet with only us, Hibbing, Superior, and Denfeld, and Marshall. But a smaller meet never means that the Wolverines can lay back and take it easy, especially with the certain teams that showed up on Tuesday. Senior Sawyer Williams says, My highlight of the day was finally breaking 20 feet in long jump. I've been wanting to break that barrier for 2 years, and it's awesome to finally do that. One thing more that made it challenging was the fact that it was pretty cold, but we still did really well. Well, it sure sounds like it was an awesome day, even if it was a little bit chilly, and our team really showed up and had the effort. The Wolverines ended doing an awesome job overall, with the boys varsity coming in at first with 203.5 points and the girls in second with 174.5 points. Great job, guys. The baseball team is coming off a couple of frustrating losses this week after falling to ESCO by a score of 4-0 and Superior 2-1. The games took place on Wednesday and Thursday respectively. Junior Rory Scuffy had to speak on the team's struggles and stated the boys really needed to lock in now. The Wolverines are headed to Chisago Lakes on Friday for a big Tilly against the Wildcats. I'm sorry, folks. After those detailed games, looks at some of the week's games going on, and we'll go get our deuce caps on, dunce being short for repundant, and then look at most of the big things that happened this week. Starting off like Katy Perry, last Friday night, our track team went down to Duluth East, where the Wolverines ended up finishing in second on the dog track and scored 165 and 104.5 for men's and women's respectively. On Saturday night, girls softball traveled to Rush City and pummeled the Tigers, winning 10-0. We came back on Monday morning with the boys golf going to Lakeshore Drive, but later saw the girls softball and boys baseball postpone their games that night. This can be attributed to Mother Nature spraying us with a little too much and blessing us with her April showers. On Tuesday morning, boys golf went to a meet in Cloquet, and boys tennis hosted a meet with Denfeld and Chisago. Later that afternoon, girls golf hosted their own meet on the Virginia course, and our track team hosted a meet here at Rock Ridge. Boys tennis went out to court-martialed on Duluth. My apologies, I meant to say boys tennis went to Duluth Marshall's court. Moving on, later that we had boys baseball feeling stronger every day as we went to go play against Chisago. On Saturday morning, girls softball hosted a doubleheader. First playing against Hill Murray, later against Spring Lake Park. We're proud of all the Wolverines keeping it up all day and finishing up their games. Rounding out Saturday night, we had a track team head out to Hibbing to compete before the juniors and seniors went to attend the 2025 prom. On Monday we came back, and if Monday mornings couldn't get any worse, we had boys and girls golf both go out to Mesabi East before boys tennis went to partake in a tri-meet Hibbing Lincoln Elementary. Now let's look at what we got coming up next week. Tonight we've got boys baseball headed to Duluth East, and the Wolverines can absolutely annihilate the Greyhounds. On Tuesday, we'll see our track team head to True Team sections. No, we won't. We will be not going to True Team sections. And boys tennis and girls softball will be going to the Hermits or Hermantown. Wednesday night, we've got a full load coming up of events, starting with boys and girls golf going to Enger for the Lake Superior Conference Tournament. We've also got girls softball hosting Grand Rapids Thunderhawks and boys baseball going to Cherry. We'll finish up on Thursday with boys and girls going to the Wilderness Golf Course in Hermantown for our boys track and fielders going to Chisholm and girls going to Hibbing. Later that night, boys tennis will host Dr. Aiken and his Little Diet 2. Boys baseball will be going to Duluth Marshall, and finally girls softball will host Duluth Denfeld. Phew! My throat's sore with that mouthful. But now that's all the action we've got coming this way for the next week. Thanks for hanging with me in Coach's Corner, and I'll see you next time.
And now you're watching Worldwide Wolverines with Alaska and also her class.
Nirvana. No, not the band. Nirvana as in the Buddhist goal that is reaching your highest form of enlightenment. Obviously. Well, in Japan, you can see a Buddha statue that depicts Buddha reclining as he reaches nirvana with no more suffering. Isn't that cool? The statue itself is 135 feet long, as it is 36 feet tall. And also, it weighs 300 tons. And fun fact, you can go inside of the Buddha statue. I personally find that really cool. Anywho, that's all for me. This is awkward. Talking in a room with myself, doing nothing except for talking about.
And now it's time to head into 10 questions in 30 seconds, a brand new segment with our broadcast team where some of our own Rockridge teachers will have only half a minute to answer some simple yet intriguing questions. Our first ever interview is with the one and only Mr. Lee Costley. So without further ado, let's dive right into 10 questions in 30 seconds.
All right, so who am I here with?
Lee Cosley.
All right, starting off, what is your favorite part about teaching at Rockridge?
The snacks.
What's your favorite class to teach?
Math.
Where did you go to college?
UMD.
If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Back to Russia.
How old were you when you knew that you wanted to be a teacher?
16.
What's one of your favorite hobbies?
Fishing.
Who was your favorite teacher in high school?
Oh boy, that's a tough one. I got to pass on that. There's a lot of them.
If you could teach any other subject, what would it be?
Gym, because all I do is just throw a ball around all day.
What's your favorite movie?
Slapshot.
If you were not a teacher, what do you think you would probably be?
Good looking.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Whew, cutting it pretty close there. Those are some pretty rad answers for only 30 seconds. Big thanks to you, Mr. Costley, for participating, and thank you for choosing to be a teacher. There you have it, folks, our first official interview in our brand new segment. Remember to be on the lookout for another one of your own teachers next week. This has been 10 questions in 30 seconds.
Miss Custer's General Arts class had students building a Wolverine statue, which is the school's mascot. The process included rebar, which is the skeleton. Students used chicken wire to build it out. Then, they used their papier-mâché skills to give it a lifelike skin of the Wolverine. They are now painting their mache to give it a metal look. Thanks to Mr. Fury for being able to help them with building the base for giving the statue, and some place to go are Mrs. Custer. Mrs. Custer said, "Students need a sense of belonging, especially to their school. Creating a sculpture of the school mascot aids this, and gives them pride and ownership. I am very pleased with the group of students who worked on the sculpture, researching, collaborating, and problem solving, with great attention to detail. We all thank the students who wanted this, and to all the students who make this possible.
This week's Wolverine of the Week is freshman Lance Lampa. His activities include golf and band. A few of his hobbies are hunting, fishing, trapping, and golfing. Lance says his favorite subject is social studies. That's all we have time for today. Remember to catch our Rock Ridge Rundown every Friday at 1:50 p.m. Thank you for watching and have a great weekend.